pretty. Come along. Remember me? I think I'm back. I hope I'm back. Oh! Am I ever gonna get this filmed? Hey, gardening gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden, and boy, this video has been a long time coming, so thanks for your patience. Obviously, I've been out for a couple months. I think the last video I posted was 2 months ago when I dug up my dahlias and stored them. And I'm gonna unpack what has been happening and also tell you what I've gotten done in the garden, and or rather what I have not gotten done in the garden. Let's dive right in. First of all, thank you to everybody who's new here that has subscribed. I've actually almost gotten to 3,000 subscribers while I've been offline. So thank you, welcome. Hopefully we don't have this big of a delay again, but life happens. And let me tell you what has happened in mine. So for you who've been following me for a while, you know that we suffered a miscarriage in the spring, and then we did have another one in the summer, and that one I didn't talk too much about. I took maybe a week off in the spring after that. So we've been trying to expand our family. It has not been the easiest, and while I'm getting ready to dive into this, I will say I will talk about secondary infertility and miscarriage, so if that's triggering at all, feel free to fast forward toward the end. I'll put when I start to talk about some tulip planting that we did on the screen at the time frame. But I thought it was important to share this in case any of you are in a similar position or going through something similar to what I have been through. It's not talked about. It's a very taboo subject, and it's so easy to feel very alone. So if I can inspire hope in at least one person, it's worth it to me to share my story. So if you are there or in that situation or have been, my heart is with you. But fortunately, I have a good ending to this story. That being said, it's been a wild ride, so buckle up, people. Here we go. In the last video, I did realize that I was pregnant from a pregnancy test, and my first appointment was at 6.5 weeks. I went into that appointment nervous because we had already had 2 losses this year, but they wanted to see me that early given the history. So I went in 6.5 weeks, and you know that feeling you get when the doctor's looking at the ultrasound and something just doesn't set right? Your heart kind of gets heavy. Definitely had that, and definitely that was the news that was delivered. The doctor said she could not find a heartbeat. Well, first, actually, what she said was, there's a couple things here I'm not loving. Okay, there was no heartbeat on the fetal pole that was on the ultrasound, and what is called the yolk sac was very enlarged. If it's, from what I've read, if it's over 6 centimeters, that's usually indicative of a miscarriage. So she told me to probably expect a miscarriage over the next week. And because of that, and because of my past 2 losses, she asked if I would be willing to collect anything that passes to send to a lab, because that can be really indicative of what's going on with pregnancy loss. Even now it just makes my stomach turn. But obviously we wanted answers. So I said yes. So she gave me a sample cup and told me to collect anything that passes. So I carried a sample cup around with a large cooking spoon. Actually, that darn cooking spoon is right here. And this gets to be a little much, so I'm not gonna go too far into it. And she said she could be wrong, and she hopes she's wrong. But most of the time, in 70% of cases, there's a heartbeat by now. And with that enlarged yolk sac, it's not looking promising. Okay, I took the sample cup. I'm crying. You know, I think I'm done trying, at least for a long time, if this does not work out. And I'm not very positive about it. My husband, God bless him, said she could be wrong. You need to stay positive. You need to keep living your life. So as much as I could, I kept working, but I was depressed. It was a very rough 7 to 10 days. Fast forward, got through that week thanks to my husband AJ. Nothing happened, nothing passed. Okay, that's really good news, I think, I hope, but that doesn't mean anything has changed. We've still got the odds stacked against us. So went to my 10-day follow-up with a different doctor, and this is one of the best days of my life. Went in very trepidatious, both of us, just incredibly nervous energy. She had read the charts, known what we've been through. And I went in for the ultrasound with AJ beside me. Right away, she said, "There's a heartbeat." Tears, just tears of joy falling down my face. 7.5 weeks at this point. Could not be more grateful. And then she says, "Yeah, that's not it, everybody. This is where it gets really twisty and amazing." Then she says to my husband, "Did you see that?" and points to the screen. In the midst of my tears and my sobbing, he says, "Yes." And I turn over. She points to the screen and says, "There's 2 with 2 heartbeats. It's twins." Even now I completely lose it. And just more tears start flowing. And I'm so grateful. And I'm thanking God. And it's just very overwhelming. And I ask, "Is the yolk sac okay? Are there 2 heartbeats?" She said, "There's 2 heartbeats. And the yolk sac was just enlarged because there were 2. I don't know that that was an oversight on the first doctor. I don't think it was. I don't know that they had completely split yet. I don't know what happened. But I'm so grateful for these 2 miracles." And I asked if she felt pretty confident, like, "Do I need to keep the sample cup with me? Do you think there's a chance they could pass?" And she said, "Overall, everything looks great. I'm pretty confident this one's going to stick." So she gave us a minute. She said, "I know you 2 have been through it, so take your time and spend a moment together," which I appreciated. The best blessing of my life, besides my firstborn son as well. You don't hear stories like that often, and I'm beyond grateful and thankful, and hallelujah, God, thank you. There's hardly words, right? So anyways, then she comes back in and explains it's a high-risk pregnancy. You will see the fetal maternal medicine doctor in conjunction with us, etc., etc. You'll find out if they're identical or not, sex, all of that. Let's get you to 12 weeks and go from there. And of course I was, you know, a little trepidatious because it was still very early, but grateful. And in the midst of all of this, I had traveled to tell my family about the twins that we had just found out. So I was traveling, and then after that, unfortunately, one of our dear family friends committed suicide. So that was a really hard time. So we were out for about a week with that. And then exhaustion started sitting in. I think the highs and the lows of what had transpired in the past 3 or 4 weeks was a lot, on top of nurturing twins and growing twins. And y'all, I was flat on my back, exhausted, going to bed at 7. It was a lot. However, there were a couple days I was able to feel somewhat good, so that was better, but not enough to string together a series of videos or hardly film at all. So again, thanks for your patience. But then around Thanksgiving time came, and that's when we found out whether they're identical or whether they are fraternal. They're identical. I see some pranks happening in our future. And that's also when the sickness started coming in, and it didn't really stop. So between feeling not well with the vomiting and nausea and the exhaustion, and being around the holiday times, it was Thanksgiving right before we found out about them being identical twins, and getting ready for the holidays and taking care of my son that I already had here while trying to still function. It was a lot. We also, right after Christmas, decided to take a trip to see my parents in Florida and take Briggs, my son, to Disney World, which was such a roll of the dice. But at that point, it was like, this is our last trip as a family of 3, and I'm not going to Disney World for at least half a decade. Please. So that was interesting. I was so sick the first day. Unfortunately, the 2 days we were at Disney World, I was fine, and then I was very sick again. And then when I got home right after Christmas, the sickness just exploded through the roof. I was sick all week, had to take time off of work. Finally went to the doctor because I had lost 5 pounds, and I was like, well, this is a problem. And they diagnosed me with hyperemesis gravidarum. I think that's how you say that, where you're just pretty much constantly sick. And obviously with twins, there's more hormones involved and all of that. So it adds up too. Not a pretty sight. But the girls were okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We found out they're girls. On that Disney trip, we found out they're girls. And I thought, I wondered, because Mama was feeling pretty sick. Which girls is a whole nother thing. I have a boy. Wish me luck. Anyways, went to the doctor. They gave me a bunch of meds. Thankfully, the meds are working. I had my first IV infusion on this Friday, so we're caught up to now. And that's going to take 8 hours, but they say the IV really helps rehydrate and rejuvenate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I got COVID. Just this past week. I finally tested negative today. So it has just been one thing after the other in the past 2 months, like head spinning. So I thought of y'all, but definitely had not had the energy. And then this is where we come to the garden section. I've done nothing. Nothing. It's gonna be okay though, because I will put my family first and taking care of me and these babies and the baby I have before anything. So I had to make sure I was taking care of myself and resting when I needed to rest and all of that. So I'm giving myself grace. You definitely should give yourself some grace too when life happens. But that is pretty much everything that has happened. If I don't even know if I missed anything or not, but that gives you the summary. So again, if you're in a similar position, keep the faith, keep the hope. I know it's so difficult, and do whatever's best for you, of course. But we had scheduled an IVF appointment because that first doctor said to go ahead and schedule one. And that's really defeating in a way. There's nothing wrong with IVF, but to know you're going to have to take a step and go through a very expensive, long process, it's heavy on your heart. And I hope that if you're in this position, you can find some hope and some miracles happen for you too. But know that I'm with you 100%. So anyways, let's talk about the garden. Now that you understand why I kind of dropped off the face of the earth for a second. Oh, and also I'm 17 weeks now, so we're getting there. I'm going to deliver by 37 weeks, which is June 10th. So right in the heyday of gardening season is when I'm supposed to push 2 babies out or have them taken out of me, whatever. So this is going to be a big graceful season of whatever I can get done, because let me tell you, I should have all my tulips planted, I should be starting seeds, and I've done none of that. I do have a clip which I'm going to enter now. Earlier in December, it was a warm day and my sweet husband was able to plant some tulips for me. I didn't even finish the video because I think I had to go in and lay down, but let me show you this because we were able to get some landscape tulips in. Not as much as I would like we do the years previously where it's a really full colorful show, but at least I got some in. So here is how that transpired. Hey garden gals and guys, it's been a hot second, but I'm here. It's Steph with Tiny's Garden. Today is December 9th. Let me double check. Yes, it's December 9th, and we are getting bulbs in the ground. And when I say we, I mean my sweet husband, because as you've probably heard, I think I just told you, I am pregnant with twins, and it has been a ride. So he's gonna do most of the work, and I'm so grateful. But hey, it's still enough time to get them in the ground because our ground is not frozen. It's actually 55 degrees, so we're going to try and take advantage of the weather. Let's see what he's up to here. There's AJ, he's getting the auger all ready. We use an auger to dig the holes and drop the bulb in. When you're planting over 600 tulips like we're doing in the front here, it just goes so much faster with that auger. So we've got that. I don't even have any bulb tone right now, so we're just gonna use biotone starter fertilizer and plant tone, and maybe even none at all. I'm not worried about it. I'm just mostly worried about getting them in the ground. Looking at my packing list here, I forgot that I actually have some daffodils, Mount Tacoma and Banana Splash. But mostly what I'm concerned about today is the 600 misconfection mixed tulips that I want to put out front where we do a nice big spread in our front landscape. Glorious, glorious. My best show yet. Look at those color combos. So I'm gonna give you a quick bulb lesson here. I forgot daffodils were in here. So these big honkin' ones with lots of roots on them, those are daffodils. Don't worry about that right now. It's only anything that looks like this. And look, we've got some growth on it. So they're looking pretty good. Wonderful. Now it's saying Mount Tacoma tulips. I thought Mount Tacoma was a daffodil. Oh, I'm so disoriented. Okay, I completely forgot in this brain fog. Mount Tacoma is a fluffy white tulip. So I'm gonna try and put some of those in front. I think I should have enough. Let me check the packing slip. I only have 50, so those are gonna have to go up by the front porch. Okay, everything's coming back to me now. Okay, so anything that says Mount Tacoma we'll leave up here. That's gonna go up by the front porch. Misconfection will go in the ground. And anything that looks like this is a rotten bulb. We will not be putting that in the ground. We want something that looks healthy, which I'll show you in a second. And here's the culprit. Some mice have been digging, so we'll take those damaged ones out. Okay, here we go out to the front. I'll show you what the plan is. Got my whole crew helping me here. Really grateful. So our plan is to do the front two corners here of the driveway, and then around that big tree and weaving through this area over here. I'll put on what it has looked like in years past, but it'll be more simple, just 3 colors this year, pink, red, and white, I believe, in that mix. So AJ already dug with the auger about 6 inches down. And now he's gonna throw a little bit of fertilizer in the hole. And then we'll put 1 bulb in each hole facing up.
No. You have to wear gloves for this. You can put these in.
Put the bulbs in, baby. So we got fertilizer. Now pointy side up with the bulb. Pointy side up. Oh, make sure that pointy side is up. Although I've heard it doesn't really matter, which is interesting, but we'll try and go say that. And then cover it up. And that's where I stopped that because, like I said, I think I had to retire to the bedroom at that point, but grateful that we got some in. And that's it. Now, I didn't even get around to filming a tulip haul because all my tulips came in, and that was about the time I was feeling really sick and going through all the things. So I had, I want to say about 800 tulips delivered, specialty tulips to plant in the back raised beds and use as cut flowers. Have gotten none of them planted. I can't think about it too much because I don't want the stress to overwhelm me. I haven't even opened the boxes. I'm so behind, y'all. It's okay, it's okay. But I want to in the next couple days, hopefully if I'm still feeling well, can open those boxes, see what I have, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get into the dirt in the raised beds because of the frigid temperatures that have been happening. So I'm thinking I may use crates and just try and get them in the ground with crates. Put the crates on top of the raised beds, fill it with compost, and go that route. Because I was able to go to the garden center and get some compost. I'm at the garden center for the first time in months, and I can feel the itch is starting. There's not even hardly anything here, but I'm loving it. Someone's definitely starting to feel better. Yes! So we're back in the car, and we had a successful trip, but they didn't have land and seed compost, and I really want to get at least some tulips planted in the raised beds. It's for Mama's YouTube channel. Can you say hi?
Hi.
But I went with mushroom compost by Espoma instead, so we'll make it work. We did do that because I thought I gotta try and salvage these tulips. I also bought a new spray bottle because I do want to start seeds. It's gonna happen. I'm just a little bit behind, and it's my favorite spray bottle. And besides those clips, that's all I have. I have nothing else. So if you're behind for whatever reason this year, it's okay. Your girl is with you. Oh, the one other thing I did last week that I guess does definitely count toward gardening is I ordered my seeds. It was like in the middle of COVID, sitting there, laying there. I said, Stephanie, you gotta get your seed order in. Let's do this. So Johnny's seeds, my order came yesterday. I'm so excited. I will do a seed haul with you. That is coming up. So much to get through. So just hang on for me. I'm coming with a seed haul. I'm coming with an update on tulips. I'm coming with all of the things. So just give me a little bit of time and grace and hope that each day I'm feeling pretty good. It's going to be a little touch and go this year with how many videos I can get out, especially, you know, we don't know exactly when these gals are coming, but we just hope for a healthy delivery, and the garden will be my place of respite, just like it was after my first one. I know it will, and I'm so excited to introduce the girls to the garden as well. So that is where I'm at. That is the update. Thanks for hanging in there with me through all that. And I appreciate all your support. A bunch of you left kind words when I kind of explained a while ago. I was out with some health issues going on and we were figuring it out. So grateful for your support. It really does help, and I'm grateful and thank you for all of you for being here. I think I'm going to do a seed haul next. I definitely need to check the tulips. Comment below and let me know what you would rather see. Would you rather see my seed haul, or would you rather see how the tulips are that I need to get in the ground for cut flowers, and figure out how I'm going to do that with crates or not crates, etc. Comment below, let me know. Welcome everyone who's new. So good to be with all of you again, for you who have been here for a while, and I think that's it. We'll see you in the next one. My mood has lifted like a trifold since I started this video. You guys are good for me. You're good for me. Oh, I have my calendar out here too because I wanted to look back. I'm just a little bit behind. I should have already had pansies sowed, lysianthus sowed, delphinium if I was doing delphinium. But look, I think today's the 23rd and it's okay. I'm not too far behind, maybe a week, and it'll be okay. So if you haven't started yet, don't worry. I'm with you. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And anemones and ranunculus should start in a couple weeks. So we got this. We got this, fam. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Hopefully I'll see you in a few days or 4 days doing either a seed haul or a tulip reveal. And we'll see you in the next one. Happy planting, everybody. Bye.